family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Ironhide Construction has an immediate opening for an administrative assistant in their Lincoln office. The ideal candidate will have experience performing a variety of general office, administrative, and clerical duties. If you have excellent communication, interpersonal, and organizational skills, and are the type of person who enjoys keeping track of all the fine details, then this job is for you. Learn more online at ironhideconstruction.com/careers. Ironhide Construction. Quality buildings and genuine service at a reasonable price.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Dude, Nick is here. What'd you call him earlier?
Yeah, you got a name.
I guess he's listening.
He said a name.
Can you hear Nick?
I said you look like a big swimming pool. You look like a big swimming pool over there. I called you Big Swim.
Big Swim. All right. Should I tell the people what you called me the second week that I ever watched you?
Don't hang that over my head.
Track record here.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good afternoon, my octoroons. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop located at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill. We are in the first week of real football practice because you have school obligations. I don't think they had practice today, so they got the day off. Well, actually 2 days off because they had their last scrimmage. I think they were off Sunday. Don't quote me on this. I think they were off today. So now they can be rested and well and be in the flow of things. It's probably a good decision. You still got some time left, exactly 10 days before you kick off, which means you probably got about 7 to 8 days of real days, and that's including a periodic day off here. So, the pressure is starting to mount. And, Coach Rule, dove into some things that, right off the get-go from Saturday. And he, like I said, if you're a fan or somebody that covers the team, or if you're like at the press conference covering the team, or if you're somebody like us that gets the sound bites, if you just listen to what he tells you way more than what the answer is. The big thing that came out of the weekend was the running back depth chart. He said, without a doubt, Gabe Ervin is the number one running back. I'm sure. Listen, before I get into this, okay. Before I get,
he turned towards me like he was straight up, like he was straight on.
I was straight on. Now I'm gonna address this right now. Okay. I do not know what goes on in that defensive back room. Okay. You got my man Hartzog. Okay, that's cool. You caught him slipping. Mm-hmm. That's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got him. He was coming from the side. Okay, you got him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he came up in there like Reggie Herring used to tell me. He was my linebacker coach forever. Love Reggie. Recently retired. He's down in Florida. He's like, you run in there with your weapon on safety, you're going to get pistol whipped. Okay, you got one. But again? Now
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Shame on me if it was him. Listen, and that one right there, different than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I said, it's kind of like, here's what everybody clowns Brian Bosworth because of the Bo Jackson hit, right? There's not a linebacker that has played in the NFL with Bo Jackson running that fast, that strong, that big, and you're coming from that side angle, that you're going to be able to make a tackle and stop him. Facts. But, Brian Bosworth, all that. So that was kind of like the Hartzog, debacle.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one, I'm not going to say no names. Listen here. That's it. Listen here. If
you can say number, you can say initials.
No, I'm not saying anything. That is
you can say position.
It's safety. That's not uncalled for.
Well, sit down safety. He created a new position. Sit down safety.
Austin, can you pull that? Can you pull that up, man?
I will see what I can find.
Sit down safety.
Okay, so now, gives credit. I'll give credit where credit's due. DP came in here and he proclaimed and he stuck his flag down. You know how like people come and sometimes they beat a team, they stick their flag down. He stuck his flag down on Gabe Ervin Jr. Boulevard. I tried to knock it down, and then it withstood the storm of Jay Foreman. So Gabe Ervin was announced as the clear and clear number one running back. So you're letting look, right now, when they put the faces up there and the team comes out, unless they come out and like empty or something, Gabe Ervin is the number one running back. He said Ramir is the third down back. So now you can start to see where things form just in personnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. I mean, look at this. Austin,
leave your feet.
No, this ain't even it, man.
No.
Hold on.
But
this is not
that's
even
not
it.
the one.
This is
there's a new. You got run over.
Yeah,
there's
but wait, which one is this?
There's a new one.
Why is it not playing?
Yeah, there's a new one because we run.
It just came out, right?
Yeah.
It came out. Yeah.
This is so it's the Richard Pryor joke because he's talking about Jim Brown, and he said, "How do you make a decision on how you're going to deal with defensive backs?" He said, "I got one rule: everything outside the face mask belonged to him. Everything in the face mask belonged to me." Gabe Ervin said, "Everything in front of you belonged to you. Everything in front of me belonged to me."
Hey,
come on in here if you want to.
Man, he said number air and opportunity. He sucked up all the air, huh?
Woof, take it.
But then he said Ramir is the third down back.
Mm-hmm.
And said he brings a lot of flexibility. And I think being a third down back doesn't mean you're just going to be running, flare routes or option routes. But he did go into how Ramir is really done a good job of choice routes and finding holes in the zone or blitz pickup, so forth and so on. But that means also he will run the ball as well because they'll sneak some runs in there. And if you catch a team being a little soft in their nickel or dime defense or specialty package defense, he's going to be a viable option along with obviously Gabe in the regular, formation or personnel groups and formations. Expect him to be out here. But the most interesting thing that came out of it, and this is what people don't understand, people are fixating on, he said Anthony Grant essentially is number 2 because Gabe, third down back, you're kind of on your own like island. Number 2, and he said he's just put the ball on the ground so much, but he's a dynamic in like he said, what did he say? A dynamic runner, like even maybe best overall runner.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's telling you is this, and he might be speaking it through the media to get to the player, but I'm sure Matt Rule brought it up to him because when you fumble the ball, everybody knows. I mean, it's there in practice, and your defense knows. It's not like it's a secret. If you weren't fumbling the ball, there's no question who the best runner is. So when Matt Rule is talking about it's the little things that he's trying to get this team get out like an exorcism out of their system, that's it. And the only, I guess, counter to that, I would say, from what I know of researching him from before he got here and talking to coaches that have coached him, he's never had a fumbling problem. Never. You know what I mean? It's quite the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's something that sometimes you go through. I mean, I've missed 3, 4, 5 tackles in a row. You just got to just brush up on it. But it's those little things that lead to big things. And so, as a coach, when Matt Rule told you, he said, I ain't changing. The guys that put in the work, earned it, and played well, you're playing.
What if this is a thing that happens, and sometimes it gets missed in the conversation? But a new running back coach.
Yeah.
Remember, he got 965 without the current running back coach. New running back coach comes in and has new rules, new protocols, new procedures. You know what? Point to contact. you would think that they're common and the same.
They're not.
They're not,
They're
right?
not.
You can have 5 running back coaches in the room,
Teach it 5 different ways.
Different priority, different focus, and then different responsibility with how you're supposed to finish, right? And sometimes in asking somebody to be a on your elbows and knees finisher rather than on your back or on your side, because some runners run with abandon and their ability to finish changes. There are the Derrick Henrys of the world that are constantly going to land on their elbows and knees, plus yardage, foundationally by choice. Then there are those that because you run with abandonment, you can end up on your side or end up backwards. That running back coach can change the way that runner runs, and it hurts them, not only in how they finish, but then they become receivers in the running game rather than finishers in the running game. And that's where hitting and fumbling happens. You change the way somebody's small mentality that let me finish the way I finish, I'll be fine. Like if I finish my way, I don't fumble. If I finish your way, I'm thinking about things and I become unnatural. I do a thing that is not natural to me. And that's where fumbles happen. I think a lot of that, there's Gabe Irvin. Look, he's gonna fit. The name on his back, his jersey, and his number ain't gonna be dirty. Front of it will be dirty. Back of it will not be dirty.
Yeah.
They didn't have that situation in Anthony Grant, and then the fumbling, and he's ending up on his side. You know, he's not fumbling forward either, which is a whole other thing. That he's not fumbling forward, which is a whole.
I just think it's a thing that you just got to brush up on your technique and different coach. Look. And it's not just running back coach. Whether you have a new linebacker coach, you could be running the same defense scheme or against the same play and have had success playing the play. You know that because well, here's the example. So when I was in Houston, I had Reggie Herring. He left. I think he went to either Dallas or I think he was a D coordinator at North Carolina State or something. And then they brought in a new coach, Tom Olivadotti. So we're watching the tape of. Like when we play Jacksonville or something like that. So I've been playing power O one way for 3 years at that time, and been successful doing it, right? And we've been successful as a defense with those calls. Now, mind you, Vic Fangio is still the defensive coordinator. So the way that we play it is how Vic is okay with it because he's a D coordinator, and we've been successful. We were number 6 in the league and number 10 in the league, and I don't know where we were before he got there. But then he changed the whole thing. So it takes a while to transition. And so for a while there, it wasn't as fluid or looked as fast as I had been because I was thinking about stuff and trying to do new techniques, new language. So it takes a little while. And I think that's what it is with Anthony Grant. Look, they will need Anthony Grant at some point this year, and he will play. He will be effective because he can toast the pill.
He went from 18 carry possibility to 12 carry possibility.
He went from 18 carry possibility to 6 to 8. Yeah. Until he gets his chance. Yeah. And then when he gets his chance, he's got to do what he's always done and handle the ball. And look, when you got a new coach, a young coach at that the biggest thing that a young coach is going to want is no mistakes, right? Fumbling the ball is a crucial mistake. And one thing is I'm sure they evaluate. Say I make a great play on the ball, you're running and I punch it and it's just perfect timing. They're still going to be upset. They understand that's a great player to play by the defender. But if you have bad ball technique and fumble the ball, or you're late in your read, or you do something that that was previous to that, right? Whether it's a bad footwork or whatever, then that's where the mistakes come from. So you can draw that back to your starting point. So I think if he just really hones in and works at it, he'll be fine because he's a good runner. He's an excellent runner.
They're not done. They're not done.
No, it's not set in stone.
It could change in drive number 3 in Minnesota.
This team hasn't earned the right to be done.
How about that?
Listen, my man had 51 yards with absolutely no continuity. Mm-hmm. You just can't. That just doesn't go away. The ability to run the rock. Yeah. So he's, it's a challenge, and everybody's been challenged, and really they want to see what he's made of because I think they're trying to get the best out of him. Because they know once he can do the little things, that's a two-headed monster between him and Gabe. That's pretty formidable.
Nice. And I think in what you said, Matt Rule's giving you breadcrumbs.
He's giving you the answer.
And he's letting you know
say-
we're gonna run. We the easiest way to make a decent line good and a good line great is to run the dang football. Like
well, that's the easiest thing to do is run block.
Right, like that's the easiest thing. And if you're not sure, like if I don't have dancing bears and I don't have silverbacks, I'm not getting out there trying to do fancy drop step kick. I'm not doing none of that. I need for you to change the line of scrimmage, right? Just simply don't allow somebody to step forward into your space, make contact, and occupy the hands.
Yeah, you got it.
Like
I mean, really for the offensive line, you don't want the whiffs, right? The whiffs, I call it, that allow direct access to your quarterback, running back, or anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could stalemate and establish some form of line of scrimmage in a positive matter, the running game will be fine. Yeah. The biggest thing that hurt this team last year, I think, besides the continuity from coordinator to play calling, right, and that means collectively, right, kind of going rogue, and that's well known, is the whiffs and inopportune times of direct access to Casey and direct access to Grant, direct access to, at the time when he was playing with AJ Allen. I think on one of those plays I think it was the play that AJ Allen got hurt, was a direct access. He had to make a move and then make something out of nothing. So if they can eliminate that, they'll be just fine.
That's got to be the plan. Plus, in the 3-3-5, the flexibility of having people not know where you're going to be and to get off the field and make adjustments, that's a big, huge advantage. Like we've been talking, Minnesota, Nebraska should be a slobber knocker.
It will be. I mean, that's only going to take you so far, because I feel like, well, I would say like this, and you know what? Let's go to break, because I'm really going to dive into it, because I was talking to a friend up in Minnesota, and it's still about that two coordinator thing. Normally, I would say that would only last a couple series, but you got two dudes that ain't called plays yet, and then you got an unknown defense with unknown personnel. And so if Nebraska starts quick on defense, some sphincter muscles going to get tight. We ain't getting tight over here. We loose as a goose. Jay Former, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 22nd are $2 off 12-ounce grass-finished ribeyes with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info, or call 402-467-1627.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused. But when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
It's less than 1 month until the Guardians of Freedom Air Show comes to Lincoln's Air Park on August 26th and 27th. The show can't happen without the efforts of volunteers, and they need your help. This is a great opportunity to raise money for civic clubs, student organizations, club sports, and others who want to be close to the high-flying action. For more details on how to volunteer at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, visit LincolnAirShow.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, breezy, and very hot. We'll see a high around 104. Tonight, clear skies and warm overnight lows 75 are expected. And tomorrow, more sunshine, another very hot day. We'll see a high around 105. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, second segment. DP, J Foreman, old school, talking the Huskers against those Golden Gophers up there at, I don't know, was it M&T Bank Stadium or whatever it is?
MBT?
Yeah, M&T or what is it? I don't know.
MBT. Is
No.
it MBT or
M&T Bank
M&T,
Stadium.
yeah.
M&T Bank Stadium.
And Dinkytown.
Yeah.
DP, you were talking about the 3-3-5, and it could cause some confusion. That it can, just because of seeing it in practice and seeing it. They don't know what you're going to call. They're just trying to do some basics and probably can study some Syracuse tape. But obviously, like Nash is bigger than a 265-pound nose guard that was actually active last year for Syracuse and was really good in their system. But that'll last a series or two, and you might get caught. Sometimes if you're doing some, stunts and stuff like that, the biggest thing is going to come down to execution. So if you're trying to get defensive linemen on the move, if you're stunting, if you're running some stunts and stuff like that, or run blitzes, you got to be on and popping with it, because if you have two guys running in the gap, I don't care who the Gophers have running at running back, they'll hit the open gap, and that's where you can give up some explosive plays, some gut punching plays in defense, and then you can open up yourself to play action passes or whatever they can come off of that. So I think the biggest thing is they get familiar with what the Gophers want to do, because they're not changing, and then come with a game plan, specifically for that, and then just be on alert for situational football, taking a shot, which might be expanded, because I think the Gophers have 5 or 6 receivers. So take a shot would generally, it's from 40 to 40, but it might be a little bit deeper. So even if they have it at their own 35, and say you just get an offside penalty and they feel like, okay, we can run the ball 2 times and get 6 yards, then you got to look for it. So your situational football is going to be huge. Execution percentage is going to be even bigger, because every coach that they're going to go against has seen a 3-3-5. There's tape out there. What makes the 3-3-5 go is you guys executing it. And to be honest, I was talking to the Lincoln Executive Club today. Great time, by the way. It was good food. They had a chicken salad sandwich. It was good. And somebody asked me about it. Look, 3-3-5 is just like your starting point. They come if you're playing against Wisconsin's, I'm assuming Wisconsin, but the Iowas, the Michigans, the Minnesotas, Illinois, and whoever else, right? And they're coming out in 22 personnel or 12 personnel or like 13 personnel with one of your tight ends as the mover. You're going to be in some sort of 4-man front, bear look or overlook because you're playing against the run just by the personnel, right? And so it won't be the 3-3-5,
Well, you're just using it's what do you call it? Your date without the makeup. It can become a whole lot of things from that.
Yeah,
I can show you. Look, I got the regular stay home face. I got the face where we going to the club. I got a face I can make if we're going fine dining.
That's however you want to paint it up,
right? So and the key is you never know until ball snaps exactly what it is. That's an advantage you're trying to create,
especially when you have, if they could get MJ Sherman and Jamari Butler and say Chief Borders. And those guys to kind of be, because what people don't understand is they always think that the offense or the defense is looking for the offense personnel. Offense, they have offensive coaches to see who's on there on the defensive, defensive personnel. So if you get 3 linebackers with that type of size that can do, like one situation, one can play off the ball, 2 can play on the ball, one can, maybe one guy's on the ball and you got 2 that can cover, then you're good. And so it's an onus on those. That's what makes it go. The 3 linemen it's no different than the 3-4. The linebackers, whether you want to count like the jack position, the 2 inside guys, and the potential hybrid / real outside linebacker is what make this thing go, because you have to be able to do multiple things and you have to be a really good football player.
Imagine left tackles in the Big Ten Conference. Let's speak specific to Minnesota, where we don't know. The left tackle is probably a redshirt junior. Imagine that he may face Cam Linhart on down 1 on the edge. Then it could be MJ Sherman.
Right.
It could be Javen Buddha Wright. It could be a Singleton coming off the edge. It could be Hartzog coming off. It could be Luke.
Right.
So he's got to reprocess every play. Not knowing whether he's good. Am I going to have to fatten my neck and muscle somebody? Do I have to dance a little bit to get this little dude? Is this a sprinter that no matter what my kick step is, it better be right? And if I try to kick step against one of the sprinters, against Borders, if I do that same kick step against Sherman, he's going to throw me out the club and walk down Cadillac Manus, and then we got a problem.
Yeah. I mean, they gotta have a game plan for the different looks. Minnesota does, and so does Nebraska for them. And they just got to be able to, execute. They got to, I'd like to see a change in mentality as they get closer to the game. So like MJ Sherman, the happy-go-lucky stuff, that's got to go. Like you have got to get to the point where, like, if you get a chance to take a shot on the quarterback legally, you have got to take it. Because we're trying to win a game here. That means you got to put him through the ground.
How much of that do you? What I hear from this coaching staff and the players is don't give up extra yardage.
Sure, gang tackling.
Right, don't give up extra yardage. Don't give up. Don't no extracurricular. Like no extra. We can't give up 15. We're not good enough. Give up 15 extra. We're not good enough to give up 4 more downs.
Right.
Don't jump offside. Like, I know you're coming, but on time. No bad alignment, no offsides, no free yards. That's what they've worked on. That's what they've talked about.
Right.
So then you've got to understand that you got some thoroughbreds out there that these are predators. They're used to attacking. They're having to coach that now. Like, now they got 10 days to figure out who you can trust on the edge, who's going to listen to you, who's going to get too excited and yellow their socks up because they're on the road on national TV and they made they got to hit somebody, but it was late. That's where
you got to get that out of you got to get that out of your system, and that's to be expected, though.
Yeah,
look, that's to be expected. So you got to plan for that, but you also can't be doing that in the fourth quarter. So things happen. I mean, look, I've had personal fouls. I've done all that stuff. So I mean, I can't say that I can't sit up here and say I didn't have a bonehead penalty. But you can't continue to. You have to get. First of all, it shouldn't happen. But just say if it does, it can't be happening in the fourth quarter, and it's not okay in the first quarter.
Well, it can't be on third and 6.
Right.
And
you
give
can't be. Well, perfect example.
Yeah.
The Bengals are going to Super Bowl if old boy doesn't hit Patrick
How about
Mahomes.
that? How about that?
You know,
like he's still hearing about that, and he's gonna hear about it. His son will be in
for-
college and gonna have to hear about his daddy.
And to his defense, he was playing hard. It's a subjective
Right,
call.
right.
If the ref didn't call it, that's a good call. If he did call it, it is a good call. But don't leave the games up to the refs so you don't have 8 million Husker fans talking about the refs were out to get the practice. Sometimes you got to make your own luck, and sometimes you got to make Minnesota beat you. That means don't give them any extra yardage. Don't give them any free yardage. Don't give them the double penalties. And what a double penalty is, let's just say it's a bang play, and we get a 15-yard unnecessary roughness, right? And it's a clean football play, but he throws a flag. Okay, that's fine. We're mad. Okay, well, let's not either bust the coverage 2 plays later or
pout
or jump off sides or line up wrong or do something like that. So don't double penalize. It's going to happen. This is football. If you're playing at a high rate of speed with the total gray area of what's the hitting area and what's not, and there's a different size of athletes, like if Billy Kemp's coming across the middle and he's extended to catch the ball, my hitting area is this much. But then when obviously being 5'8", 5'9", he goes down, there's nowhere for me to hit him because even if I crouch down, my shoulder pad could hit his helmet.
Even the thump gets you in trouble.
And if it's optics. So the biggest thing they need to do is start to. I mean, the mentality has changed. I think this camp has been or was physical, more physical than they had before. But they need to understand. Like, yes, you went into the locker room today, I think, or yesterday, whenever it was, but that's over. All right. Like, that's fine. That locker room ain't going nowhere. Like, you have to come to Minnesota with the right mentality. And it's not that something that you can turn on the week of the game. If you get a chance to hit, it was Kelly McManus.
Kelly.
I don't
like
care.
It's funny.
A.K.A.
McManus.
Calliac McManus.
Calliac McManus. Okay.
All right, do it.
Or call it Jim McMahon.
Yeah.
Ethan Callie McManus. I want him out the game.
They had a reporter. We did
know
a
what I'm
podcast. He called him Kelly McManus. And I couldn't stop laughing. And they did the closed caption. They did the closed caption. And I froze it because it said Kelly McManus. And I was like, no, that's not.
I want Ethan out the game.
They went through their quarterback conversation too. So they've got a redshirt senior behind them, Cole.
Cole Kramer. He went to my high school.
Right. So
and he comes in. I want him out the game too.
Everybody got to go.
Everybody can get there. You can get some. This ain't.
Everybody got to get.
But I'm just saying. If Ethan Callie McManus decides to run, okay,
which he did,
right. But I'm saying if you decide to run now, don't come up in there half stepping. I want you to be guarding out of bounds. And if you're a defensive back, we going low. We street sweeping him.
That's when you take the
no
the flag's coming.
No, that's not a flag. Street sweeping, knock the knees out, and the head hits the turf.
I just see things.
And then I want somebody else to just grab him by the head and then just pile driving right through the turf.
Yeah, they do like when you have two pit bulls and one's laying down and the other one just walks up and puts his butt right on his head.
Huntington, hold on. They changed the name of the stadium. Huntington Bank Stadium. They must have got, but Huntington Bank must have came in and bought it.
Oh, isn't M&T Baltimore?
Yes. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that right here quick because it's about to be a brawl tonight. But we're gonna, but with the Gophers, the defense is supposed to be good.
You just won't leave me alone.
Well, I'm still mad about this Gabe Irvin thing. I got to take that up with Anthony Grant. You know what's gonna be.
At least he's honest.
Like that wasn't my fault.
But you know what really is gonna be interesting though is they got 3 seniors at receivers, right? One, the law firm Chris Ottman Bell has been there for like 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's been there. He's seen every coverage, everything. He's like, oh man, I remember you from 4 years ago.
27 catches.
Yeah, but he didn't play last year, so
Yeah.
he's still kind of get his feet wet.
Yeah.
How our back five and our second levels guys match up with those three and span forward to tight end because they're seniors, so they've been through the battles. This is a very old team here, and that's where you're able to start a redshirt sophomore that hardly ever played because you got seniors at every skill position, right? Running back, receiver, and tight end. Then you got 4 seniors and 1 junior starting on the offensive line. So essentially, this is a make or break year for the Gopher offense. So if you break this offense, their team is broke.
Well, it's not like they're walking into their home stadium without luggage anyway. Like they got some serious luggage to deal with from the all season. So all that stuff, PJ.
And they lost some stuff. They lost a couple starters
Yeah.
and guys who legitimate starters left out of the in the transfer portal. So I mean, they got some got some work to do, and I think they are ripe for the picking. Nebraska's just got to put themselves in the position to win.
Yeah.
And not to don't play to win and go out there. This isn't like I don't want them to have a mentality like, oh, this is our first game, we're just going to go see where we're at. No. That's what training camp was for. That's what being out in this heat was all for. Look, we already know where we're at. Now let's go do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the MJ Shermans, the Luke Reimers, the Nick Heinrichs, those guys are going to have to push and implore guys to do stuff that they normally aren't ready to do. You're going to have to demand it. You know what I'm saying? If you come with 2 national championship pedigree back to back, I got to see it. Okay, if you from the DMV, I have to see it.
Yeah.
Chief Borders, you're from Chicago, I got to see it. Don't tell me where you're from. Show me.
There's a lot. There's so many.
Because those big old mountain range dudes up there that they got on that offensive line, they do not care about Chicago or Baltimore.
They've been throwing logs.
This dude's been drinking beer since the 10th grade.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun.
And drinking milk right out the cow. But anyways,
Come here, girl.
I know.
Come here, girl.
Jay Forbin, DP. We're gonna hit a break.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margarita, like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, Their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, breezy, and very hot. We'll see a high around 104. Tonight, clear skies and warm overnight lows of 75 are expected. And tomorrow, more sunshine, another very hot day. We'll see a high around 105. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Veterans, do you know what local, state, and federal benefits and services you're eligible to receive? Do you want help navigating the application or appeals process? Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. You've served our country, now let us serve you. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
He got his cape on. Anyways, we're back. Short segment. Bottom of the 4 o'clock hour. Headed to the top of the 5th. 5 o'clock hour, not the fifth inning. But DP,
yeah, buddy,
it's the battle on the Beltway. Your Washington Commanders against my Baltimore Ravens, and listen, it's a preseason game.
Like those are words you ain't never heard Jay Foreman say. His Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, I love the Ravens. I love the Ravens. Yeah, you gotta go back and check. Today I'm Ravens.
Which purple team is he
Oh
with? The
yeah,
Ravens or the Vikings?
I'm with the Ravens today. Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, to be honest with you, I grew up a Redskins fan.
Yeah, like
but since Daniel Snyder's back, I can go back to the Commanders.
Well, he can do whatever he want, right?
Yeah, I just think the name's stupid.
We
The
can do-
Commanders.
yeah,
you
he
need to put that back in and do a poll because that's horrible. Commanders, you need to go back to do whatever. But you know,
free money.
But the one thing about this preseason game, and it's kind of like when Houston used to play Dallas all the time in the preseason.
Amazing.
It's more intense. And if you want to know the intensity, remember when Ray Lewis hit your boy Lavernius Coles?
Yep.
I mean, the starters for the Ravens might have been playing 5 snaps. They ran a slant. Ray Lewis knocked Lavernius Coles in the next week, and it was on and popping after that. I think it's going to be pretty competitive.
Well, Siragusa ended RG3's career.
No, that was Haloti Ngata.
Hello,
Got
the
him.
Haloti Ngata.
I mean, that leg had double whiplash.
Oh, it is not. That is not a friendly rival. This wasn't a friendly rival when it was Colts and Redskins.
No.
Like they would get together and you would hear like Johnny and Sonny cursing each other.
Yeah.
Like it was a thing. And
People don't realize the difference between DC and Baltimore. It's way
Omaha and Lincoln.
Yeah, Omaha and Lincoln. It's not, but it ain't like now.
But different. But different.
Yeah. DC and Baltimore. Well, yeah, maybe, but it's different. And Baltimore and listen, they don't like each other.
Ooh, they really don't.
The franchises don't like each other. It's like almost Michigan State. It's kind of like Dallas and Houston. It's a total different city, a total different vibe. And so it should be intense. And plus, like with only 3 preseason games, a lot of teams are using the second one as the equivalent of the third one when I played. So, example, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs went out there. I mean, their preseason is done. And Andy Reid had them focused. And that's what when you have a championship mentality, you go to your best player, the best player in the league, one of the best tight ends of all time, get the offense going. We're going to show up, show out, and get out. That's what they did, right? So they're sharp. So you're looking for both of these teams, especially with Sam Howell taking over for the Commanders. And then also with Lamar Jackson having more weapons, and they're starting to get healthy, right? They drafted Zay Flowers. You got OBJ. You got Rashad Bateman, I think finally coming to health. Andrews, who's right below Kittle and Kelsey, is the best tight end, probably stat-wise.
I do like him.
I think he's the best two-way tight end. A legitimate blocker, does a ton of different things for him, and then also puts up serious numbers and put up those numbers last year without Lamar Jackson. So I think, and then you got Dobbins coming back, right? So he was their main running back, and they need him to get healthy so they can get their things going. So it's Monday Night Football. So look, when it's Monday Night Football, preseason, regular season, postseason, there's a little bit more flair to it. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they play tonight.
It's going to be something else, man. It's going to be something else. I mean,
there's a lot of talk. I mean, you got the whole
they
Lamar
don't
Jackson.
like they're going to hit. They are going to hit.
Oh, you ain't got to listen.
They are going to hit tonight.
Yeah. Well, first of
like
all,
for a quarter,
the Redskins defense is for real.
They're going to
straight
hit
up. That defense is solid. The Ravens defense is solid, but they don't have any pass rush. They got Clowney on a 1-year deal here in the last week. Now I doubt he'll play much tonight. And they let their 10-sack guy, Justin Houston,
like they
go
got
down.
another dude. Like they
right. Well, they just signed him, but then they let Justin Houston go, who was like chilling at the crib. He's like, "Hey, I'll show up and get 10 sacks," and they didn't want to give him.
it's not even
like,
fair.
Like you didn't think you needed to pay this man. So anyway, so it'll be interesting. So we'll see if DP comes. If DP starts tweeting that ugly monster, then you know that
I have not left the transfer portal, so I am still a free agent. Currently.
Even Daniel Snyder's gone. You need to
I'm
go back
still
home.
a free agent.
You need to be like those dudes that went in the portal and go back
Look,
home.
I'm still disappointed in you for last year. You made all these promises for Bills Nation. I ain't get a jersey, a hat, nothing. Matter of fact, I gave him a Bills jersey, a hat last year. You
also gave him a Niners jersey.
Well, the NFL,
it was the Niners jersey.
But I gave him a Hamlin hat. Right? This was the thing. Like NIL, I'm in the NFL transfer. All these listeners, J4, everybody, come with us. We'll give you this. This is the problem with NIL. They're liars. They're all liars. They want you to commit to them, and they deliver nothing. They delivered nothing. I got zero.
I hit you with the okie doke, man. Hit you with the okie doke.
So I'm still in the portal. Y'all got 10 days to convince me.
Man, listen, man. I ain't even gonna get started on my Buffalo Bills, man. The way they looked up there, they looked like they've been up there at St. John Fisher and like by Syracuse or whatever, just going through the motions. I mean, just look pathetic. You got Josh Allen out there running around like he was Fran Tarkenton or something.
Not good.
It looked like NFL Follies out there. Pittsburgh out there busting that head open to the white meat. But anyways, we're gonna go to break, top of the hour. We're gonna talk about a couple freshman defenders and what to expect from them. Cam Lenhart, is obviously somebody that Matt Rule talked glowingly about. He showed out in the spring and obviously continued to get better. So we want to see Texters what they think that Nebraska should expect out of them and what we expect out of them. And maybe, you don't want to put too much pressure on them too soon. But we'll be right back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Is this you? You feel the same way every day, and it's not good. You may think there's a magic pill that can fix you. There isn't. Limitless Male has found that the majority of men who admit they feel bad are suffering with low testosterone, which can cause these symptoms: low energy, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, low libido. Sound familiar? Get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. Your first consult is free. Insurance accepted.
Talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM first. 93.7 The Ticket.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans, begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Where can you see breathtaking aerobatics and your favorite ticket personalities all at the same time? How about the Lincoln Guardian to Freedom Air Show at Lincoln Air Park on August 26th and 27th? Fly by our booth in the media tent and see your favorite hosts and former Huskers from the ticket. We'll see you there.
Veterans, do you know what local, state, and federal benefits and services you're eligible to receive? Do you want help navigating the application or appeals process? Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. You've served our country, now let us serve you. Visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Our lives only have so much time, but if you smoke, you have less. Your life could be 10 years shorter, and the time you do have is often filled with health problems, shortness of breath, asthma, COPD, and cancer. But the minute you quit, your body starts healing.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
It's less than 1 month until the Guardians of Freedom Air Show comes to Lincoln's Air Park on August 26th and 27th. The show can't happen without the efforts of volunteers, and they need your help. This is a great opportunity to raise money for civic clubs, student organizations, club sports, and others who want to be close to the high-flying action. For more details on how to volunteer at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show, visit LincolnAirShow.com.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see some patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, it'll be sunny, breezy, and very hot. We'll see a high around 104. Night clear skies and warm overnight lows around 75 are expected. And tomorrow, For sunshine, another very hot day. We'll see a high around 105. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. Brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock. A lot going on. A lot has been said over the weekend. One thing that we want to focus on is a freshman defender by the name of Cam Linhart. Matt Rule just talked about him coming from IMG. Has helped shaped him, and he's been trained and ready to make a quick transition. Obviously, he was here as an early enrollee, and obviously, remember before that, he was a previous staff commitment, decommitted, and then they went down there and quickly got him to recommit. And so, I think the relationship was truthful and genuine, and obviously from the Cam Linhart side, he came in and delivered more than advertised. And so, it's great because that's going to give storylines, right? And everybody's going to write about it and try to compare him to Neil Smith and all the greats in Nebraska. But I think the best thing that they can do is continue to put him in situations where he can be successful and not put the onus of him of going right from high school to IMG to playing 60, 70, 80 plays in the Big Ten for 12 games.
Playing at IMG is not the same as playing at
it's not.
Lincoln.
No.
Or Bellevue West.
No.
Not the same. Not the same. Different focus, different specialties, different assessments, different growth pattern, like different development pattern. Get that. But same thing applies. Like I'll ask Jay Foreman. The easiest thing is to ask a Hall of Famer. Could he have been prepared to play and be an every down linebacker as a true freshman at the University of Nebraska? Jay?
Want me?
Yeah.
No. I could have played, but I wasn't there. No.
Yeah, I wasn't. And that's the measure. That is the natural progression. This is the thing that people asked about Gabe Irvin. This is the thing you ask about freshmen. I mean, again, Gabe Irvin was the first true freshman to tote the pill for Nebraska ever. There's a reason. Maturity, development, game speed, game size. Like there's a whole lot to it. But when you meet Linhart, the first thing that jumps off at you is he looks 22. He doesn't look like
he doesn't look like a wide-eyed freshman. He looks like a good he looks like he looks like he's matured, and I think
he reclassified a year and then reclassified that year.
Yeah,
and then
he looked like he's But the thing is, I think when you're down in IMG in their factory or what they're doing, it forces you to mature at a faster rate, and you're more prepared to come in and make an impact if the situation calls for it, and if you continue to work and take the things that you were trained to know at that facility. With him, I think the mentality is probably the most impressive thing, where he's very focused. He's come right in, seen, not heard, and I think he's had a really good high school coach or coaching, to where even when you watched him in the spring, his technique was pretty good for a freshman. And so, when you think about that, that's pretty dang good, for him, and then him and Prince, you're thinking that you got, a pretty good outside tandem. You got, Noonan that's, going to be out for the season, but he was a guy that showed. So when you have those guys, and then you got, Kai Whalen, who came in from JUCO, that's there. And so you count him as a freshman, even though he's been in a college for a little while, you think like, okay, you're starting to get multiple rushers, right? And Cam Linhart, I think, gives you some extreme flexibility in the sense of he can play somewhat on, like, say, like a 5. I would be really against him playing a 4 technique, 5 at the most. Ideally, be a 6 or 7, but he gives you some flexibility. Then, say, like on third down, when you know it's a guaranteed passing down, you can kick him inside, and he could be effective because he plays a good leverage, and also he could hold up against the run.
Long arms, he can make plays, he can disrupt in the space. It's still the thing, and I'm not comparing them to them for productivity's sake, but for style of play and the way their bodies react in the space. But I think of those two young men and think of Charles Mann and Dexter Manley, that they were a bit undersized when it came to just massive size.
Right.
Times they were asked to play inside, they did well because they were a problem in pass coverage, pass pressure. But then you could wear them down with the run game, and
Right.
then you think, okay, let's be smart about how you use them. You use some of these linebackers who are built for taking on that in the run game,
Right.
and then expect end of season they've matured 8-9 games into it to finish well and then have a good season next year. I don't want too much too soon.
Yeah, I mean, you got to bring him along and keep challenging him. But they've done a really good job of young guys. You got like Ethan Nation, right? 5'10", like 160. He's back there and he's competing and making plays, making the coaches every time that they go into staff meeting or personnel meetings, probably making it really hard for them not to find a reason to play him in some form or fashion, not just 4 games, but more than 4 games. And you think about Eric Fields, think Boodle's brother.
That first 4 games looks pretty interesting right now.
Well, it's not only that, that's should be a given, right? If you can get him out there, but you got to think if you got young linemen, obviously with Teddy being hurt and being able to have some linemen that can play inside, outside, you think about a Sam Sledge or somebody like that, where it might be able to, get in there and try to hold them back, or, just have them redshirt. But ultimately, if you're in the conversation as a young player, it bodes well for the future, and it bodes well for the team right now, because that means they are pushing guys that are there before, right? And so,
this was the part that where I get that Jay Foreman in me, that I want to know, is this because they're looking good against Nebraska's offensive linemen?
Well, some of these players are. I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, what in order
that
to look.
Was my question. I didn't have the answer.
Yeah,
that's
answer. At some point in time, you can't. I always say that the offensive line, right, cannot be subjected to double jeopardy. This cannot be, no matter it just can't be. Okay, you guys suck. Period. Like, you can't get any better. Were they bad before? Yeah. A couple years ago down in Oklahoma, when you drive the ball 85 yards and you had like 60 yards in penalties, that's pathetic. Some of the things that they did last year against Northwestern, that's not good enough. This has got to be a new year, new you. Yes, you can't like totally forget it because it's etched in everybody's brain. It's on the internet for like the life, right? But a young player's success can't be downplayed based on going on. Is it a factor? Yes, but I think what they're able to do is go out there and execute to a high level. They're doing the right thing. You get what I'm saying? So for them to be in the mix, that means they're lining up correctly. They're playing with the right mentality. They're accountable, right? They're tough.
And they're coachable.
Yeah. And they're obviously good athletes. Good enough athletes to be here, but good enough athletes to go out there and really hang. Because even if I came here and when you asked me would I be able to play, even if I was thinking just like if I came here in January, or even I was able to come after basketball season, right? Which none of these kids obviously play basketball that come in early, which obviously would be not an Urban Meyer. You would be checking the negative if you're Urban Meyer, the Urbano Meyer, because he's the mafia guy. But anyways, even if I came after that and still like got into the weight program, it still would be iffy. Even with the way I performed in fall camp. So what these guys are doing is really, really good. And yeah, sure, the opportunity is probably more like pronounced here because of we have a new coach. There was 39 new players, scholarship players, and transfers included. So the opportunity is there, but ultimately, that doesn't mean that you go from so and so high school, then all of a sudden you're just coming in. You got to earn it. And like I said, and I learned this in the NFL, and I know this right now. Even though Nebraska was 4-8 last year, that doesn't mean that they didn't have some good coaches on the staff. Even though Nebraska's been 4-8 and 3-9, they still have some players that are good enough athletes and good, decent players on there. Now, maybe they haven't been developed to the rate that we obviously like to see, or haven't had the opportunity. Because when you think of a John Bullock, right? And I'm just looking at the roster, and you got the single digits, which really, if you go back to this, must be something that Matt Rule and those guys have done before. It just gets more run here, and obviously anything that you do, right? If you change the color of shoes, even jersey or whatever, like a John Bullock, right? 6 feet 220. He obviously put on weight since I've been down there, so I don't know how much, but I saw him. He looks good. He looks like a linebacker, right? It's like, who is that dude, right? So for him, and to be able to play, and he already had the skill set, meaning he was fast, he was tough, because he was really good on good special teams player. He was fast, he was tough, he was coachable, but never could get the opportunity at any position before. Now he goes in the weight room, they find a role for him, boom. That's how you get that. So that's what I'm saying. There's good players that can fit inside this scheme of 3-3-5, which expands your defensive roster 2 or 3 times, in my opinion.
And opportunity.
Right. You get an opportunity, but you expand the roster. And people ask me, what does that mean? So what it means is when you have a 3-3-5, and essentially it's a 49, if you guys watched the 49ers back when they had Charles Haley, just say MJ Sherman is Charles Haley. So essentially it's a 4-3-4-2 kind of 5, right? 2 main guys, right? But that one extra 5th defender is a constant rotate of it could be 6 to 10 players. That's how you expand the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And then you expand the roster if you have guys that can do multiple things. So if you have MJ Sherman, Chief Borders, and Jamari Butler, just take those 3. If you can do multiple things, that means you expand the roster, because you're not just an outside linebacker. That means if you can play off the ball, which we've seen Jamari do last year, even at Purdue, if you can play off the ball and play in space as a big player, then you can have another player be on the ball and blitz. So therefore, motion doesn't affect you. Shifts and stuff like that doesn't affect you, meaning that they won't be able to get a bead. But then if you can take a on the ball linebacker and have him play off the ball and be effective, then you just gained a roster spot or a person. Then you bring in the back level, right? With those 5, then that's where you get like a Buddha, right? That's where you get a Gifford that actually starts there and then he moves back to post safety. Then you get a Singleton. Then you get an Omar Brown that can play all 3 of those. Then you got the 2 corners that, even they had Hartzog kind of playing in a nickel. And you could think okay, if we really want to get home and say it's 3rd and 16 or something, and we believe that we can run some sort of zone, but we need one of our fastest guys that can attack the ball. That means the quarterback, when he has the ball in the throwing motion, from the corner or off the edge to the quarterback. Okay, why not get one of your fastest players to do it? Because actually we got Tommy Hill actually playing corner, and then we got Newsom that can play corner, and then we got 5 defensive backs that can.
They used last year. They used Hartzog off the edge.
Right.
So
it's multiple. So if you want to glance into it, it was like I was watching the 49ers play last night. Fred Warner, who's an awesome linebacker, probably might be the best inside guy. I mean, it's up for debate, but really, really productive player. It's pretty much what 49ers did, except for they ran 4
It was a tough look when it didn't work.
Well, yeah, losing D'Amico Ryans as your defensive coordinator is a tough look. But when he was in there, he makes up for a lot of the mistakes. But then also when you have 29, I think is like Tumunga, who's kind of like their hybrid player, right? He can play linebacker. He can come down and play box linebacker. He can play in the nickel. He can blitz off the line of scrimmage. He can play in base defense and kind of be a bootleg kind of Troy Polamalu. That gives you flexibility. So if you get people that embrace that role, not only as a starter, backup, and then also like a third string that can do more than one thing, that expands your roster. So when you go along in the season, whether you're playing Minnesota, Iowa, say when you play Maryland, or you just kind of never know what you're going to get with Rutgers, depending on who's the quarterback and all that, it gives you more flexibility to do stuff.
Yeah, I mean, as they look around, it depends on who you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Not ideal. I think that's the landing place. It's not ideal. Is it workable? Yes.
Yeah, but it's got to be executed.
Right. Well, and a big part of the branding, the rebranding of Nebraska football under Matt Rule is, listen, we have to have control of that thing. Like we're going to put the best people in the best situations to use their talent. We're going to use a bunch of people. We talked about it earlier. We're going to use running backs. Matter of fact, he's even talked about, look, there'll be some quarterback situations where I ask a particular quarterback to go in the game and do a thing that he's better at than anybody else.
Right.
That's going to be this team.
You have to,
and that's without injuries. That's this team. So to protect yourself from injury, to stop asking people to do stuff they're not good at, and then to give them some freedom to create some chaos when the other team is bigger, stronger, faster. Can I distract them with personnel changes and a different skill set?
Yeah, you can. But then also, I mean, I'd be willing to bet. Let's do Michigan's Michigan's gonna not like Michigan's the power running team, right? That's it. I mean, let's just focus on Michigan because you could say Minnesota. They got 3 receivers starting. They could be primarily 11 personnel. They'll bring in another tight end. So you could just say they could throw the ball. Let's just play devil's advocate. The 3-3-5 base 3-3-5 isn't most likely going to be played against Michigan. You're going to be preparing for them on 4 and 3 man. You know, I'm assuming.
Wouldn't you flex on Michigan and put 8 in the box and make them throw the ball to beat you?
Yeah.
Right.
So you're going to play, but you're going to play multiple fronts. You could play 4-man front and do that. You could play a straight 3-4 personnel and do that, or formations, or you could run a 5-man front, which is essentially 3-4. You could run your 3-3-5 and have your say like your Buddha right be the open defender, so he's not lined up on a tight end and a fullback. So you could do all that stuff, but it's
one time having Buddha on the tight end, one time
but it's not going to be 60. Yeah, it's not going to be 60 plays. So you gotta I mean, you're gonna be at the end of the day, the same plays are going to be ran against you that you've been scouting. You got to call the defenses and teach the techniques to stop it, and vice versa. So, I think if they go out there and execute well, they play with good pad level, get off blocks, arrive with bad intentions, and gang tackle. Gang tackling is huge. Gang tackling is where you don't give up the extra yards. Gang tackling is when you wear running backs down. Running backs don't get worn out one-on-one tackling. They don't.
When's the last time Nebraska had a good tackling defense? In your
I don't know. Probably everybody says 2009, so let's just go back to that.
That's
right.
14 years.
I don't know.
That's a long time.
I think they've tackled well, but all I'm saying, they've tackled well and bad at times. I mean, sometimes it's been atrocious, but all I'm saying is if whoever the running back is coming through there. So Gabe Irvin one-on-one tackling with a linebacker or corner is not going to wear Gabe Irvin down. Okay, that's not going to deter him from running the ball hard in the fourth quarter like you'd like, right? What deters running backs is getting hit by multiple people over and over and over.
It's the extra hit that gets you as
right. It's the
extra hit.
It's the extra hit.
Like the guy that I can go one-on-one with, I'm never going to be out of sorts with that.
No, because
while I'm fully engaged with that first hitter, a second, and then the third hitter is going to knock me off balance, and that's where craziness happens.
It's just not even that. It's just that you will wear one person laying on top of you versus 4 or 5, 20 separate times.
Mm-hmm.
You will be worn out. Mm-hmm. And then, but if that is happening, we are destroying your line of scrimmage, the rhythm of your play. We are destroying you at the point of attack, and we're definitely getting you at the cutback. So when you have more hats to the ball, you are essentially choke holding the whole offense. And that's even in the short area pass game. So what really could happen sometimes, right? So say you get like a young corner out there, just not this team, but just a young corner, right? And to say he's playing off, like, okay, he's just trying to get into the game, right? And I did this times when I was playing, you're getting into the game. So the best thing you're going to do, they're going to throw a quick little stop route. Let's see if you can open field tackle. Well, if you open field tackle, you get him kind of curtailed. And then here comes the defensive end out of the stack. And here comes the linebacker out of the stack. Now that receiver is not as happy or hyped to run that
I'm
stop
getting
route.
down. I'm getting
Right.
down.
So now you're eliminating the yards after
Yeah,
contact.
I'm getting
Now
down.
you're able to stay ahead of the chains on defense. Versus how many times have we seen? Yeah, we threw it outside and they made a tackle, but it was an extra 2 yards.
Yeah.
So if you do that 10 times in a game, right, that's 2 first downs. That's a change of the field. So
That's the big thing we were talking about. Land on your elbows, fall forward, don't get knocked off your butt, and then don't get hurt off the third hit.
yeah, I mean, you just gotta go. They just gotta hit. I mean, you can't worry about if you're playing football, worrying about getting hurt. You're gonna get hurt. So if they could just get that mentality, and hopefully that's what they're doing by having so many guys that they're gonna play. They're gonna try to overwhelm you with numbers, and then go from there. But ultimately, it's gonna come down to the line of scrimmage and what our offensive line and defensive line do. Man, they play well.
Style of play call, in-game management. And then all the things that he checked box. Listen, we can't have offsides or false start penalties. We can't have those. We can't have turnovers, putting the ball on the turf. We can't do that. And then, quite frankly, the penalties. There's certain ones that you understand. Those of aggression we can understand, but not lining up properly and false starting. That's not it. That's not it. They got to do the basic stuff well.
Yeah, and the penalties are going to happen because you could have a high penalty crew that's going to throw a lot of flags. What you can't do is just have the ones where I call it you punch yourself in the face. Line up in the neutral zone. Dude, that's the first. There's kids down there at that Lincoln Youth football ain't lining up all sides. Line up on sides. Okay, don't when how many times have we seen in Nebraska where they just break the huddle, get to the line, and not everybody's kind of in their stance, and the lineman jumps off sides. Dude ain't even been in the cadence yet.
Yeah.
Right. So you just doing stuff just to doing it.
And
so,
you're leaning.
Right.
You're leaning.
Right. So if you get that taken care of, I think you get a little bit more to work with. But we're gonna go a quick break. Come back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin 316. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What would you tell a friend who was on the fence about going to Limitless Mail?
I would tell them to go to Limitless today. Don't hesitate. You're going to second guess yourself on if it's the right decision. The staff there is amazing. The treatments work. I'm living proof it can completely change your life for the better.
Join thousands of men who have changed their lives with testosterone treatment. Slow down the aging process and live life. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmail.com.
There's a buzz in the air at Kansas. Maybe it's the roar of fans here at the track, or the anticipation of the playoffs as drivers fight to move on to the next round and keep their championship hopes alive. Maybe it's the pulse of the heartland, the thrill of speed, or the sounds of grills sizzling in the campgrounds. Whatever it is, it will be one memorable weekend. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 8th through the 10th. Get your tickets today at kansasspeedway.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462. Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com. Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Haviland. This week's specials through August 22nd are $2 off 12-ounce grass-finished ribeyes with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Our lives only have so much time. But if you smoke, you have less. Your life could be 10 years shorter, and the time you do have is often filled with health problems. Shortness of breath, asthma, COPD, and cancer. But the minute you quit, your body starts healing.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back in full effect. Text line. Let's see what you got for me. Why the Colts? The Colts are like the Cubs, Austin. You all right, man?
Hanging in there. I don't fully understand the Cubs thing. Maybe I could commiserate with Nick on that one, but not surprised.
Yeah.
It's a bummer, but not shocked. This is where we're at.
I feel you, man. We feel your pain.
There is some resignation required for several fan bases just to go, like that's who we are. That's who we are. That's who we are.
That's who we've been. I say we. That's who the Colts have been since 2018.
Yeah.
And the same can be said for Nebraska. There's some.
You wonder where I get it, DP.
There's a lot of shoulder shrug.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Well,
it changes. Sometimes you just take a pivot and don't work out well. We got another texter. Wet Blanket said it's not good to have a true freshman D on the D line. Sometimes, in theory, yeah. We listen, Wet Blanket. If we were 8-4, we wouldn't have freshmen playing. But also, if somebody's just that good, they're just that good. Because I will give you an example. I came in as a freshman. They just had lost to Florida State. Grant Wistrom came in, kind of like Cam Lenhart, same type of accolades out of high school, and he was in the rotation. And so if you're that, and Grant was just that good. Now he got better, but he was just that good. So, it is what it is. And then Bo Lever has, yes, Cotton. He has the famous lean. And he says fall forward. The famous lean up at Michigan State. Tommy Armstrong was looking for the check, and he leaned back and fell over. But I think he kind of thought that was funny. I felt that was disrespectful. Then John and Cortland, he wants to shout out to Kumo D. How you like me now? I hear you.
Look, you're gonna live with the worst thing you ever did. Like that's kind of how this country works. They find it. That tape. His grandkids gonna know about this tape.
But he was cool with it though.
Yeah,
he was cool with it. Before we get into week 0 predictions, and we're gonna do the beginning of the week and then we'll do end of the week. We got to update. Iowa State running back Jarrell Brock leaves the team after gambling. Hey, these brothers here. This is the one thing I want to talk about. These brothers. These brothers was like, hey, we ain't just getting scholarship. We just got it. He placed 1,327 illegal wagers, totaling $12,000 from February in 1 year. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. In 1 year, from February 2022 to as recently as 2023, this probe was going on back in 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, then so be it. So that's a full 12 months. And he has 1,300 wagers. So is my math not mathing? If that is that 100 a month?
He's just rolling.
Is that 100? Is that at least 100 a month? 100 times 12. So okay. And then so if it's 100 times 100 a month, and there's generally say 30 days in a month, that's like 3 and some change a day. Bro, what are you doing? That and then you're only doing 12. You must not have been good because you're only making $12,000. It's like $10 a bet. You betting on coin flips.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
What's
with
the
your
first
time?
pitch? Fastball.
Let me ask.
I mean, what happened to playing PlayStation?
No. What happened to studying your playbook? What happened to getting extra reps? What happened to go outside and play catch with your teammate? What happened to I don't know. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff that ain't mathing.
Well, he bet on 3 football games, 2 in which he played, and 13 Iowa State basketball games. And this is the best part. This dude was a leading rusher last year. So they're leading rusher, starting quarterback, starting defensive lineman, and some other, and was among 5 projected starters since August 1st to be charged with tampering with records for allegedly attempting to disguise his identity on a mobile sports betting account. So essentially he had his name in there, and then he went from Jarrell Brock to like Jared.
Well, again,
that's what he did.
All the time and energy spent to do this, to be a part of this subterfuge, you could have just done what you were here to do.
They even had an offensive lineman betting. Now, it's bad at offensive lineman betting. Jake Remsburg. See, he got recruited by the quarterback. They were drinking beer up there in Ames. Here's what happened. It was cold as I don't know what out there. Not going to a bowl game. They're smelling all that cow manure. Got up in their brains, and they're over there drinking some Coors Light, a.k.a. Rocky Mountain, mountain water or whatever they call it. And he's like, hey, man, how'd you buy those 2 6-packs? Man, I've been betting. I bet, man, the first pitch, he got me $50. Jake, my man Jake over there. Let me look at Jake. Let's see what Jake looks like.
Yeah, I just like.
Hold on. Like, we got to see.
Like you have to look at. You have to look.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Hey, and here's the best part. He from West Des Moines. 6'6", 310. That's a big old dude. Look at Jake. Now, he does look like a Jake. Look at this dude. Tell me he don't look like a Jake.
He does.
Yeah. That's Jake all over.
Yeah.
It's Jake or Greg.
No. He's Jacob. Acting as Jake.
Yeah.
Which is
that's what he did.
Yeah,
that was it on there.
Yeah.
But we got week 0, DP. We're gonna dive into it, Austin. Week 0. So we're gonna get into this bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's on and popping, man. Listen, we've been waiting for this forever. We've been waiting for
Who's
this
got
forever.
the first game of the year?
Navy and Notre Dame. You know that. And guess where it's at? Dublin, Ireland. Just since you said it, ain't you a Navy man?
I'm a Navy man.
Yeah, that's right. So you shouldn't even know that. No, you're not. You're a bootleg. You should know this.
No. I got that's the one thing I can't be.
But you should know when they're playing.
There are actual games before that one, but that's okay.
What's the games before that?
Because there's a little kid from Lincoln who's going to start at quarterback for North Alabama.
What?
Yeah.
Are they Division I?
Yeah, we didn't. I didn't say Division I. I said first
No.
game.
Yeah, we talking. This is real deal
I said
football.
ooh, listen.
This is real deal.
No, that ain't come from me.
We're going on this right here.
Okay.
Navy at Notre Dame, Dublin. Who you got?
Oh, it's Notre Dame, and it's not.
Not even close. Yeah,
it's not close.
Who you got, Austin?
Notre Dame and a nail biter.
Yeah, it's not close.
You think it's a nail biter?
They win by 10, but they tack on a score late.
So it looks better.
Mm-hmm.
UTEP at Jacksonville State.
UTEP.
Miners.
You're going UTEP?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Jacksonville State. They still got me hyped from the time that they walked off against Florida State.
They had one,
and it's in Jacksonville.
They had one, didn't they?
And it's in Jacksonville, Alabama.
Jacksonville, Alabama, or Jacksonville, Florida, which is better?
Yeah, I think it's both the same. I think it's both the same. I was not impressed by Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh.
Here we go. This is going to be an interesting game. UMass at New Mexico State, 6 p.m. DP on the 4-letter network in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
That's New Mexico State by 4 touchdowns, maybe 5.
Yeah, I got it the same.
They're both so bad.
Yeah, but
they're both.
Yeah,
I got
so
they're at home.
incredibly
New Mexico
bad.
State at home. That's a long way to go for UMass.
Yeah,
they out there eating jalapenos, got bad stomachs.
Yeah, go ahead and take it.
Yeah,
go ahead and take it.
They
collect
traded.
the check.
Also,
Yeah.
has anyone mentioned what Bach did today?
Bach
What did he
Jay.
do?
So
you mentioned jalapenos. I just had to bring that up.
Rashawn, he was on the farm. When Rashawn get around farm stuff, vegetable. He found some peppers, some hot peppers, and he paired them off and said, "Okay, $40 for anybody to eat any 2 of these, any 2." Well, guess who showed up and said, "What y'all doing?" And Rashawn was like, "I need somebody to eat this $40. Anybody to eat 2 of these?" Bach said, "Sure, I'll do it."
Where you at, in the emergency room?
Look, to say that Bach made it, so they told him you can't drink water for 5 minutes. You can't drink anything for 5 minutes.
That's a health hazard.
Bach made it about 13 seconds before he said, "Oh no, I'm drinking." And then got up and left, and Jake had to fill in for him. He showed up back here.
He should have stayed in this
Look,
lane.
he showed up back here, and dude went into the restroom. I was like, it sounded like a DC go-go band. It did.
I was about to ask you, man.
It sounded like DC.
No, you didn't.
No, you did. Yeah, you said it.
And then you know the drum solo.
Hey, it's the bombs over Baghdad.
Oh boy, he was doing
Bum, bum, bum,
I felt that like and he tiptoed out of here for like he went out there like he was beat. Like he was beat, man. He was beat.
Bach, I love you, baby man, but dang, come on, you fell for the okie doke.
Oh, he went all the way in for $40. And Rashawn got him. And Farley was like, no. Like Farley was trying to tell him, no, don't do it.
Oh, Rico played a part in this.
Oh, and Bach, I'm like, Rico, Bach is supposed to, yes, you do. You do a show with him. You're supposed to look out for your boy. Tell that dude.
Oh, Rico love that.
Rico. Don't.
No, he literally texted him one word.
Don't. He ain't sent him no stop signs, no fire alarms, no nothing. He just
Hey man, I seen that dude standing right there that time, and his face got red as that wall. I said, "Listen, man, you need to leave up out of here." That's funny, man. That is awesome. Bach, I'm thinking about you, man. I'm gonna send you a text, man, and see how them guts is going.
Oh, his wife right now she in the other part of the house.
Did she take the baby or leave the baby with Bach?
Oh no.
Bach stopping at Bach's at the YMCA. He's using a public bathroom.
Yeah, he really is. His first stop was Target. Man wipes aisle 4. Man wipes aisle 4.
Hey, Bach got the 2-for-1 for dude wipes, man. Oh man.
No, he ate it. It was live on the air, and I mean, it literally. To say it was about right. Austin about 13 seconds. Like he didn't laugh. Like he just the look. You could see the look on it. Like he was chewing it, and he was like, "Oh no, this is a bad idea."
But Bach must have had a good weekend.
Oh
Yeah,
well,
good
he just cleared it.
Yeah. One more game: Ohio at San Diego State.
The Bobcats, the fighting Bobcats.
Frank Solich is at this San Diego State. I'm going San Diego State.
Oh yeah, it's Aztecs all the way, bro.
Aztecs.
It's Aztecs.
All right, now
all the
here's
way.
the game right here against the SEC team on the SEC network. They're supposed to be a little bit better this year. Hawaii at Vanderbilt.
Hawaii slings it. Like they usually throw it around. I'm
going Vanderbilt.
but that's a long trip. So yeah. I'll
They
take. I'll
jet
take
lag.
I'm gonna go easy like a Saturday morning with the
I got
Commodores.
Vanderbilt. Who you got? Austin?
Hawaii also bad, Vandy.
San Jose. We already know this. San Jose State at USC.
It's the wrong Spartans.
It's a blowout session.
Yeah, that's not that usually doesn't.
All right.
go
Well, this is the game that everybody should stay up for at 8:00 on CBS Sports Network. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Florida International at Louisiana Tech. Because Nebraska plays Louisiana Tech, right?
Louisiana Tech, bro. At home, at night, Ruston, Louisiana. There's gonna be some things going on in the stands in Ruston, Louisiana tonight. Saturday night. Yeah, I'm gonna lean Louisiana Tech.
Go
Me
Panthers.
too.
FIU.
You are? You're going
I'm
to
going with it. Mm-hmm.
They got a couple Nebraska players, don't they?
Yeah.
Miles Jones, I think, was one.
Yeah, a couple of transfers.
It'd be interesting to watch that game. And also, I know Nebraska plays them September 23rd, but they'll have 4 games underneath their belt.
Veteran.
So we'll see. But I'm picking Louisiana Tech. They have a home field advantage down there. Getting all they got shrimp boats down there. So
it's a Saturday night in Ruston, Louisiana. Florida International don't know. They do know that, but they're about to find out. It's a different. They said that they got different bugs on Saturday night down in Ruston. Like you take your helmet off, you better put it upside down and put something in it. Because Brian Mitchell used to tell a story, picking up his helmet, running back out there, and then having to fight in the huddle because there's some bug crawling in his helmet.
Right.
Was waiting for him. Yeah, no, it's a little different down there on a Saturday night. So good luck with that.
We shall see. We're going to go to a quick break, and then we're going to send you guys off. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring is here, and it's time to wake up Judson. Judson Irrigation is eager and ready to get your sprinkler system up and running for the season. Judson's technicians will check for winter damage, adjust your sprinkler heads, and show you how to set your controller for effective sprinkling coverage. The Judson Irrigation team is here for you. Stay safe.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
The best way to learn about Southeast Community College is to visit. SCC's Discovery Days will give you the opportunity to experience SCC firsthand this fall. Discovery Days provide information about SCC's programs of study, how to pay for college, SCC support services, housing, activities, and more. A campus tour and lunch are provided. See your options at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's efforts. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
When you think of places with tons of great beer selections and amazing food menu in Omaha, the conversation should start and end with Bärschen Beer Garden in Benson. With more than 30 beers on tap, including several German options, you're sure to find something you like. And don't forget their Nashville hot chicken sandwich or any of their delicious hamburgers. Start off with the warm house-made pretzels and you're on to a great day at Bärschen Beer Garden in the heart of Benson in Omaha. Arnold's Tavern in Havelock is the place to be this summer and the best place in town for shuffleboard. Come on Wednesdays and learn from some of the best players in town for the Shuffleboard Corner. Come on Sundays for Open House League all day starting at 11 a.m. and enjoy $3 tall boys and $3 wells. Shake off the start to the work week with karaoke on Monday nights. And don't forget, happy hour is every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and you are always welcome to bring in your own food. Arnold's Tavern in the heart of Havelock.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 22nd are $2 off 12-ounce grass-finished ribeyes with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Old School with DP and J.
They have the run and gun offense coming in. A new head coach that's been given the longest runway of any coach in Wisconsin, new coach in Wisconsin history, to change the program to Cincinnati way, and a new defensive philosophy. They're ripe for the pick.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Quick segment before we set you guys off. We're going to get the prediction, DP. What's the prediction for tonight's game? Ravens against Commanders.
Pain. Pain. I predict pain. This is one of those. I can go by what it's been the previous years, and it's usually not as exciting as it promotes to be, but it's usually won by a field goal. I've been to probably 5 of the Baltimore-Washington preseason football games. That was a thing we used to do. That was a part of that was the thing
it's a big game. Yeah.
2 entirely different stadiums. Baltimore has a better stadium. Baltimore, I believe, like they have more passionate fans.
That is true.
And they've been the better team for the last 9 years, 10 years. So yeah, it's a rival in the sense that Baltimore gets to work out some of its low self-esteem against Washington in a football game. And that's what I would expect tonight, that they'll run around and play and do their thing, and then it'll come down to the backup quarterbacks and a field goal kicker.
What are you expecting from Lamar Jackson this year? Because he has couple new toys. He got Zay Flowers, who I think is going to be quietly really good. Odell Beckham Jr., who's looking for renaissance, and then you already got Rashad Bateman. So when he plays, Rashad Bateman's pretty, and then you got Andrews. What is your overall season?
If he plays 15 games, he's in the top 3 MVP candidate.
Yeah.
If he plays 15 games, he's in the top. He's in the top 5. He's in the top 5.
No,
but unfortunately, I think that 4 of the other people in it will be also in the AFC.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough sled.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough for him to get through, but I think it's perfect though. So yeah.
What about on the other side? What would you view as a successful year for Sam Howell? 5th round choice, was supposed to be a first round pick. Slipped in the draft. What do you think about him?
Finish the season. That's successful. Finish the season.
Commanders to the playoffs?
Finish the season. That young, lead the season. For Washington quarterbacks, the mission has to be simple. Play 17 games. Finish game 17 and not miss games along the way. Washington hasn't had a quarterback that finished the season. They haven't done it. Think about the last one. It's been a while. It's been a long time. So listen, figure out how to keep your quarterbacks healthy. If I'm Sam Howell and I have a great future, I need to start 17 games and finish 17 games for the Washington Commanders. That's a great season. I think
and
they
the
have
rest to take care of it.
Well, if he starts and finishes 17 games, they're in the playoffs.
Right, that's what I was saying. The rest
they're in the playoffs because that meant they kept him healthy and clean, and they found a way to do it, which was by running the ball or throwing to those dynamic receivers they have.
There it is.
But I don't know. I can't even remember the last Washington quarterback to play a whole season.
Right.
Heineke got close 2 years ago. Played 16, started 15, but that's not 17.
It's not 17. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, I'm excited for football to be on
Hasn't
at a regular basis. So I'm excited to watch tonight, even though it's a preseason game. But this should be a little bit more intense. It's the equivalent of the last tune-up before the season starts. So
it's if Nebraska and Iowa could play a preseason game,
this would be it. Yeah, like an inter-squad scrimmage.
Yep,
this would be
that's what this would be.
Well, that'll put on for a Monday, a hot Monday. Hydrate, stay cool, stay inside, and
Speed and power coming.
Lessen your movements. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin.
I see Megan Walker out there in the hallway.
Speed and power is next. We are out of here.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through August 22nd are $2 off 12-ounce grass-finished ribeyes with limit of 2 per visit. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.